What is up, everybody? Matt with Mikey Designs here, and welcome to an edition of running your screen printing business at home. We've got a busy weekend ahead of us, so we're filming this on the weekend and showing you what this weekend will bring us. It may be a two-parter, so stick around, guys. We'll show you what we got going on. Hey, welcome back, gang. So this weekend is going to be a really busy weekend, and I'll show you why. These are the orders that we do have completed. We completed them yesterday. And then this lovely stack of boxes is everything we need to get accomplished by the middle to mid-late next week. We got an order for 300 shirts it's a white underbase with CMYK printing on top of it. We've got an order for 100 shirts that is a white base with blue on black t-shirts on the front and back. We have an order that has to be due by Wednesday for a competition, including embroidery. We have something due for one of our good clients at a church. They placed an order, two separate orders, for one for 100, one for 75. And I'm looking at probably doing close to 30 screens. Production-wise, it's going to be really heavy. Here are the screens that I do have ready at the moment. Not much. We ran the GSG yesterday because a lot of my screens had tears in them and were going bad. And we have probably a good 50 screens. This whole section here, we took our bad screens, completely cut out all of the mesh, as you can see here, out of about 13 screens. And GSG does happen to have an exchange program. So we got a bunch of new screens with fresh mesh on them. So that will definitely be a big help in getting a lot of these screens going pretty quickly. I went through and reorganized my screens, and what I mean by that is I put basically just a fresh coat of Sharpie on it, letting me know what's what, because we're going to be going through these pretty quickly. As you can see, I still probably have about 6 screens that I could take in, but they have jobs on them. And what I mean by that is, let's see if I can find one that's a good example. There we go. A little bit of a tear up there. Not too big of a deal, but hey, that's just part of the business. If we get any busier and this keeps up, we're quickly going to run out of room for all of our boxes, and it may just be time to get a shop. Who knows, maybe having a physical location will bring in new clients as well. Maybe it will kind of validate us as professionals too. So that's something that's kind of gears have been turning in my head. I had a client come in early this morning to drop shirts off. We actually were up to about 4:30 last night printing shirts. And it's probably about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Got a client coming to pick up this small batch of shirts in the bag. And he hasn't shown up yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and get up to the office and start doing some separations. So let's go. Okay, so we're up in the office and I have a lot of film to print out. A few of these jobs are already separated out, so I'm just going to spit those out as fastly as this printer can crank them out, which isn't super fast. I've got a few more things to separate. Going to kick those out, and then we're going to coat some screens. Actually, no. Take that back. We're going to do some printing, then coat some screens. Why do these films take so long? One of these days we'll get a laser printer, so it just spits them out like a copier. One of these days. Okay, we got our film all printed. Got some more film over there, back under there that I took care of. Now we're gonna go into the shop and start working on some of these jobs. Okay, we got the press all set up and registered. Now it's time to print some t-shirts. Okay, it's getting dark out. We got the front side of this job finished, restoring up the back side. Here's our stack of shirts. We're going to get going on this back side of the shirts. Okay, we got that order all finished. Wish I could have shown you more of the back, but don't want to give away who the client is. And I don't really feel like we've made a whole lot of a dent on this pile. Outgoing. Crap to do still. So we got a lot more work to do, which is why I'm going to get to degreasing some of these new screens. So stick around, that's what I'm about to do. All right guys, we got our assortment of screens all set aside. We got some 195s, 230s, and a single 156. So I'm gonna go ahead and degrease these things in the washout booth. All right guys, got my degreaser right here. I'm gonna use the water hose and the power washer to degrease the living dog doo-doo out of these things. Get them nice and clean. I'm gonna let them dry. And then I'm gonna come back and coat them. FYI, you should always degrease your new screens. Alright gang, the screens are drying downstairs. I'm a little beat. I need to take a little bit of downtime. Was up till 4:30 last night. Woke up at 8 o'clock so a client could come and drop shirts off. Our client that was supposed to come pick shirts up eventually did come pick their shirts up, and have taken phone calls today, getting quotes on just a handful of shirts that will be heat press type stuff, and just really kind of been busting my butt, and I'm feeling a little wiped. So Shannon, the shop gnome, and I are working on some dinner, and I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm still going to record me coating the screens and exposing everything, but I'll include that in tomorrow's post. Thanks for tuning in guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for kind of hanging out with me for the evening, the day. Be sure to subscribe, like, ding the bell so that way you get notifications next time we upload our next video. Until then, we'll see you next time. Outro picture of a unicorn my daughter drew.